In September 2020, the Missoula Urban Demonstration Project joined up with Soil Cycle to install a rainwater catchment system at the Soil Cycle site. Like MUD, Soil Cycle hosts a variety of demonstration projects and are a big supporter of sustainability in Missoula.
My name is Caitlin Lewis, and I'm the director of Soil Cycle. We're a composting nonprofit in Missoula. We also have a demonstration garden that you can see behind me, and we use that to teach people about edible and medicinal plants, as well as permaculture design. And so permaculture design really means a sustainable garden design. And so we wanted rain barrel catchment because it is sustainable, and we want to be able to water parts of our garden with the rainwater that's already coming off our roof.
When choosing the site for the rainwater catchment system, we needed an area with enough covered space to collect rainwater for the barrels and level ground to build the system. The site also needed to be in close enough proximity to be useful for whatever area was going to be watered. Once the site was selected for the system, we were able to create a design and start collecting materials. Our project was broken into 3 parts: the platform to support the rain barrels, the plumbing to connect the system, and the gutter to collect the rainwater from the roof. Most of our materials were purchased from Home Resource or left over from other projects. The rain barrels were donated from a local community member. Tools came from the MUD tool library. When working with tools, you want to make sure to observe safety precautions, such as wearing protective eyewear and ear protection, securing any loose clothing or long hair, and making sure your workspace is free of hazards. Please consult a trained professional if you have any questions about the tools you'll be using. The first component of the catchment system we built was a platform to accommodate all 3 rain barrels. The rain barrels are raised off the ground so that gravity will increase the water pressure and make it easier to water. We designed the platform to be 6 feet long by 2.5 feet deep and 2.5 feet high. Our first step was to cut the wood. Using the 4x4 posts, we made 6 legs for the platform. Next, we cut 4x4 posts to place between the legs for stabilization. The 4x4 posts can also be used to create the frame for the top of the table. Once all our cuts were complete, we assembled the platform frame. We pre-drilled the holes in order to prevent the wood from splitting and to make it easier to get the screw bolts all the way through the 4x4 posts into the next piece of wood. Once the platform was assembled, we cut our 2x4 lumber into 15 slats to make the top of the platform. When attaching the slats, we spaced them so that the plumbing could fit in between them and wouldn't have to make any notches later on. Once the boards were spaced appropriately, we drilled them into place. The Soil Cycle crew started painting the platform while the plumbing for the rain barrels was assembled. The plumbing for the rainwater catchment system has 3 main components: pipes to connect the rain barrels so they are all filled with water from a single source, a spigot to access the water, and an overflow escape to help divert excess water from the system. The 3 rain barrels were connected using 2-inch PVC pipe. We used a hole saw to drill into the bottom of the rain barrels, and threaded adapters were used to connect the pipe to the bottom of the rain barrels through the small hole. Once all of the pieces were measured and cut, we glued them together using PVC primer and glue for extra security and to prevent leaking over time. We also used silicone caulking for the threaded adapters in the bottom of the barrels. The spigot system is connected to the rest of the piping using a T-joint. From there, we built a 2-part spigot system. On one side, a hose can be connected to the spigot, and on the other side, the PVC is more open so a bucket could quickly collect the water or the system could be drained. The final piece of the plumbing is the overflow. The overflow is assembled using a piece of PVC pipe that is just slightly shorter than the height of the rain barrel. Once the rainwater has completely filled all the barrels, the excess water will enter the upright pipe and be directed away from the catchment system. The pipe exits the bottom of the barrel using the same type of adapter that connects the other 3 barrels and is attached to another pipe that directs the water towards nearby vegetation. The final step to complete the system is attaching the rain barrels to the gutter. Each rain barrel has a lid to keep out debris and insects. Since our rain barrels were donated, 1 lid was pre-cut, and all we needed to do was insert the downspout from the gutter into the rain barrel. Depending on your equipment, you may need to install a screen over the hole in order to keep out debris and insects while still allowing water from the gutter's downspout to enter the rain barrels. Once the gutters are attached and the glue and paint have dried, the system is ready to use. It'll be important to drain the barrels and disconnect the system from the gutter before freezing temperatures hit. The system can be reconnected when the weather warms up in the spring. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed learning more about rainwater collection, and we hope you'll come check out the Mud Tool Library or one of our workshops soon.